Hey guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Hair Talks by Terra Medical. As you can see, I've been attempting my hand at painting on canvas and easel. It's not a very good attempt, but I would say practice makes perfect and I'm going to keep trying. Now with every craftsman or artist, they have their own mastery in their mode of work. For example, Leonardo da Vinci on the canvas and easel, or Michelangelo in sculptures. Hairline design is of a different form of art. It takes many years of a good aesthetic eye as well as experience in planning surgery in order to achieve the most optimal outcome in terms of a hairline design. And in this episode, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be discussing aspects of hairline design and how to achieve the best aesthetic outcomes for long-term permanent success. Now the textbooks are going to tell us a general guideline as to how to design someone's hairline. And that's given as the general ratio for guys to have a third of each of the upper, middle and lower face. And that's where we start off drawing the hairline with customization later coming on to take into account each patient's facial features. Whereas for ladies, that golden ratio tends to be 0.8:1:1. But that's just a very generic textbook description of how an aesthetic face should look like. There are many other factors to consider, such as age, such as facial features, such as does the patient want to have a more boyish look or a more masculine or more mature appearance, and also the availability of the donor, whether we can actually achieve that design of a hairline or do we have to make compromises in order to keep the result very natural but yet a dense and aesthetic looking hairline. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of it. Now, no two faces are going to be exactly identical. Even in the identical twins, there's a bit of customization that needs to be done. So what we generally do is we will sketch out a framework of the hairline based on that golden ratio principle first, and then make little tweaks to either the corners, to the taper of the hairline, or to the temple area of the hairline depending on what is required. And that's based on both the patient's expectations as well as what we recommend to the patient, depending on whether he or she needs it. And this all comes in, when we are discussing at the consultation phase that the patient would require a hairline that is age appropriate, that actually matches his original hairline, or does he want an even more aesthetic hairline than his original hairline. And all this is discussed way before the surgery date. And we draw that line, we take photos of that line, we try to take measurements of every single point of that line so that we can easily reproduce it on the day of surgery. For men, generally there's going to be that golden ratio, thirds, that we're going to follow quite strictly when we're trying to create an aesthetic hairline. But for ladies, there's not always a need to create such a low hairline in order for them to achieve an aesthetic appearance when they want to sweep their hair back. But what's more important in hairline design in the ladies would be to mimic their widow's peak if they have one naturally, or whether to decide to create a widow's peak in order to frame their face in a more heart-shaped kind of framing. We also want to decide on whether or not there's going to be a cowlick pattern, and that cowlick would mimic their original cowlick, which is an area of hair that kind of goes upwards and backwards. And that tends to appear as a very sultry and sexy look if they just leave their hair to flow naturally. So all these are taken into consideration when we're designing the hairline. It's not just the frame of the face, but how the direction of the hair should be facing in order to achieve the most natural outcome come the anniversary of the hair transplant procedure. I hereby need to re-emphasize the importance of a natural hairline. So it takes a lot of experience and effort and looking at many different hairlines of people of different ethnic origins to decide what is going to be natural for the patient. So what I would define as natural is that a hairline that looks appropriate for the patient. People can see that something has been done but can't quite tell how this patient has gotten to look so much younger and so much more appealing. And this naturalness also comes in when we are designing the micro hairline, which is the little bit of hair across the front that are usually single-stranded hairs, where we place them in that strategic manner to create how a natural appearance would look if there was no hair transplant done at all. In summary, a hairline design should be natural, it should be aesthetic. Discuss at length with your hair restoration practitioner what the ideal hairline should be for you. The design of the hairline is going to stay with you for the next 10 to 20 years because transplanted hairs, if done properly, will last that long. So you do not want to regret that decision. I would say that the most appealing results tend to come from somebody who is managing their expectations in terms of male pattern hair loss and how fast it progresses, and the balance of the donor availability as well as the ambitiousness of how forward you want your hairline to go. And coming to that consensus together with your hair restoration surgeon tends to give you the most ideal outcomes. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked the video. Please give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more hair loss related content. Do leave your questions in the comment section below and I'll see you next time.